Spider-Man is hanging around outside the Stacys' house, listening in as George Stacy recovers and Gwen asks her father whether he's heard from Peter. When Gwen leaves, Spidey swings inside, much to George's discontent, and asks whether the Shocker mentioned anything else about the tablet. Spider-Man was able to capture the Shocker just fine, but no one can find where he stashed that tablet. George Stacy mentions that the Shocker had a girlfriend, and Spidey dives away to hunt her down, getting halfway across the city before realizing that he forgot to ask for her name. We're reading every Spider-Man ever, and this is the Amazing Spider-Man issue 73, The Web Closes. Fortunately for Spider-Man, he stumbles on exactly the right woman, thanks to her being hassled by a large man named Man-Mountain Marko, who demands to know where the tablet is hidden. When he rips an armchair in half to show off his might, Spidey smashes through a window and intervenes. As the two men fight, Spidey using his webs and Marko using every single piece of furniture, the villain discovers a secret safe hidden behind a painting. He rips the door out of the wall, tosses Spider-Man down into the rubble, and grabs the tablet inside. But before he can escape, Spider-Man leaps up and clocks him in the face. Meanwhile and elsewhere, Robbie Robertson is telling his dad that he's dropping out of school. Robbie protests, telling him that fighting the war and bigotry without education is like a soldier going into a war unarmed. But Randy counters. His father has made it in the white man's world, but he's still answering to a white man. Then, with perfect timing, Jonah comes bursting into the office, fresh out of hospital, and calling Robbie a traitor for printing such pro-Spidey pieces. Robbie stands up to his boss, letting him know that he's the news editor and that he decides what's news, and when Jonah threatens to fire him, Robbie calls his bluff and leaves him blustering. But when Randy calls Jonah a racist, Robbie is quick to correct him. They'll never get anywhere in this world till they recognise who the real enemies are. I'm back with Spider-Man, and he's fighting a real enemy as Man-Mountain Marko drops the Shocker's girlfriend from the window. She falls and Spider-Man dives down after her, catching her with his webs before she makes a mess of the pavement below. But Man-Mountain Marko is able to get away and deliver the ancient tablet to Silvermane, head of the Maggia. Silvermane has one of his men check the authenticity and readies an expert to discover the secret of the tablet, a secret he is unwilling to share. With no leads, Spider-Man returns home again, finding his housemate Harry out for the evening. He decides to give Doc Connors a call in Florida, hoping to get a job down there so that he can look after his Aunt May as she vacations. But he only succeeds in waking Mrs. Connors, who informs our hero that Curt left with a couple of men. Peter wonders who those men might have been, but we learn very quickly as Curt Connors is led into Silvermane's office and told to reveal the tablet's secrets. Doc Connors begs them to let him go, that it isn't safe to have him there, but his worries go unanswered, and so the shadow of the lizard falls upon the story. Thanks for watching and joining me on this journey to read every Spider-Man comic ever. If you're eager for more or want to support the channel, you can get early and exclusive episodes on Patreon or by joining below. Next week, Harry gets a terrible moustache and we learn the tablet's secrets. But until that issue, here's a fun fact about this one. This issue features a letter from a major future Spider-Man writer, Mark D. Mateus, later known as J.M. D. Mateus. He wanted to see more of Scorpion, Molten Man, and the Looter. While he would go on to write stories featuring the first two, I don't believe he ever wrote a story featuring the Looter.